From Super League to Olympic distance to age group world records to Kona. Go longer with the right fuel at the right time with SFuels.
This is a phenomenal bike ride, and I can tell you he's so casual. This is his first time he's ever biked the full 112 miles here in Hawaii. He's never been up to the turn in Harvey. He's certainly been up there today. Doesn't he look...
Hey everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob from beautiful St. George, Utah. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Master Spa, Zoot Sports, the original triathlon brand, HOKA, Let's Fly, SFuels, Go Longer, Biostarks.com. Use the code BWB10 for a 10% discount. Quintanaroo, Form Smart Swim Goggles, Zions Bank, Premium Plus Sports, and of course our Challenged Athletes Foundation. This past week we raised $3.1 million for our 29th annual San Diego Triathlon Challenge. Our next guest, I don't know, what hasn't he done? Two-time 70.3 world champion, Ironman World Champion, and course record holder in Kona, Canadian Open champion, PTO champion from 2020. If there's a race with $100,000 or more in it, this guy's going to win it. How you doing, Gustav, Iden?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
You've had a lifetime resume in basically 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a good few years. I feel like I have timed my performance well.
Yes,
so I've done
have.
really bad in some races that no one cares about, and then I do well in races people care about. So I feel like I'm hitting the good ones.
Yes, and it's funny when I look. If somebody had told you after 2017, you were 25th at WTS Montreal, 26th at Hamburg, 22nd at Yokohama, DNF Edmonton, DNF Abu Dhabi, that in a couple years you're going to be the best triathlete on the planet, what would you have said?
I agree.
So you knew. So that was all the seed planting.
I felt like these results, they didn't tell the full story. So, of course, like 25th is nothing to brag about usually, but if you look deeper, I feel like my performance was better than just the results said. And
that's something you and your coaches could look at and go, okay, these are steps towards where we're going.
So I always kind of had a really strong belief that it's gonna go the right way, but I didn't stress about the results. I had a good support in my back, and I would say I agree.
And when did you know, I mean, deep down, what race was it where you realized, okay, I can be one of the best in the world?
It's difficult to say, but it's just like a gradual thing. I don't think it's like this one thing that really happened. It's more like you build confidence over the years and get confidence in training. And so it's obviously winning Nice like cemented me into... like the history of triathlon, but I think I had the belief way before that.
I don't think anybody has won any male has won 3 Ironman 70.3 world titles.
Yeah, we'll see if this can be done this weekend. Yeah.
But coming off of Kona, where you didn't just run a 2:36 marathon off the bike, you had to run a 2:36 marathon on the bike to win the race. Coming off of that, how has recovery been? Because that was just a few weeks ago. Yeah,
it's been a struggle. It's some time zone change, climate change.
Yes.
And just a lot of attention and everything. So it's been tough 2 weeks actually. So I haven't done the training I felt like I need to perform this weekend.
Right.
And also Kona was like the all-in race for this year.
Of course.
And it's hard to kind of get your head in the right space to really perform again a few weeks later. So it's been a challenge, but I'm looking forward to race.
Do you look at it like, okay, everything was all in for Kona, and anything else that happens, it's sort of gravy. If I do well here in podium, if I win the race, that's great. But my goal was Kona.
Yeah, and that makes it also more difficult to really go all in for this one.
Yes.
Because I knew that Kona was the thing this year, and I managed to do it. So if I manage to win this race as well, I mean, it's a bonus, but it's not like my career depends on it.
No.
And that means that it's hard to really, really, really go all in for a race.
Right.
So, but I'm enjoying it here. Yeah, I've been enjoying the heat so far, but a few days ago the cold set in.
It turned around
so
like
now
overnight.
It's really cold here now, and it's going to be a new challenge. People say, wow, you're Norwegians, you should handle the cold really well, but I've been living in Hawaii climate for the last few weeks, so I'm prepared for the heat, not for the cold. So we had a bit of a colder session today to try to get ready for my Viking genes to kick in for race day. So it's fun to be in St. George again.
When we were chatting before Kona, and I said, so you've been out on the Queen Highway, you've been out on the course, and what are your impressions? And you're like, can I be honest? It's a road with a lot of cars, right? Now that you've been there and you've spent time and got the Hawaiian shirt and really got a feel for the vibe of the island, it seems like you've embraced why that event is special.
Yeah, and especially on race day, everything is totally different.
Totally.
It's it is a unique event. So definitely felt the Hawaiian spirit after the race.
And what I always love is when the champions come back at midnight to be there for the last finishers. And that's hard because you've been up since really early in the morning and you've done all the interviews and all the post-race stuff. And it's like, okay, I want to go to sleep now or go party.
Yeah.
But the last thing you want to do is go back down to the finish line. But you embraced that. You came down to the finish line and you grabbed the camera and you were...
I enjoyed myself, really.
You did.
Yeah, it was fun. And after such a big event with so many feelings and impressions throughout the day, it's usually really hard to sleep anyway. So it's not that I could fall asleep, but it would be nice to at least lay in bed. But watching the finish line, the magic hour, it was really cool to see all the stories unfold there.
And when we look at the 70.3 race you had here, where you went sub 2 hours on that bike ride, and it's a brutal bike course, and you just had one of those classes. I told Sam Long, just like I told Sam Laidlaw, you did everything right, and you lost to a better guy on the day. When you have those type of races like Kona and like the 70.3 Worlds here last time, do you know early on that I'm on? This is going to be my day?
Yeah. So when you're feeling good, you usually perform good, but I have surprised myself while not feeling that great before also.
Yes.
So right now I'm not feeling like this is my race to lose.
Right.
I'm feeling now I definitely have my chances to win, but it's not like a guaranteed victory.
Of course not. Yeah.
And for the 7.3 I did a different tactics than usual. I went all in on the bike and then survived a bit more on the run. And Kona I survived a bit on the bike and then went all in on the run. So it's fun to be able to play on a different tactics.
Yes.
So we'll see what I'm gonna do for this race. I don't think I will be like the player this time. I think I will play it a bit more safe and then see what happens.
Sit back and just see what happens.
Yeah, I think so.
So when you guys came out of the Energy Lab, and I don't think anybody would have predicted that Sam Laidlaw was going to run 2:44 off the bike. Everybody would have predicted he's going to ride well and swim well. But I think a 2:55-ish would have been what I thought, potentially on a great day. When you came out of the Energy Lab, and he's not dying. Right?
He still looked good, yeah.
He looked great.
Yeah.
Because you guys saw him in Energy Lab. He's coming out, you're going in, and people obviously try to look good. But he really did look good. What did you say to yourself coming out of the Energy Lab? Because you couldn't keep running. If you ran the same pace, you weren't going to get him.
No, I knew that it's gonna be a push out of Energy Lab anyway, no matter if Sam Laidlaw was in front, because I had Christian there.
Yes.
And for me, I always picture the race to really start there.
Yes.
And to try to take down Christian for that point, or whoever was running with me.
Yes.
But I didn't when I visualizing the race, I didn't visualize someone else in front.
Right.
But in the end, it was it's not that big of a difference actually, and for me it was a bit comforting, because when you're leading the race, you have everything to lose. then if you start walking or whatever, then you kind of lose the race if you're in a leading position. But if you're coming from behind and hunting, you kind of like, nothing to lose. You just have to try your best to catch up with the front runner. So for me, it was perfect to have laid low at front. So I will try to hunt him down and really feel the energy of the race.
We chatted after our Kona interview and talked about how the winner of Ironman Hawaii is sort of the leader of our sport. And just because that event has always been the most important event. And, Jan Frodeno, Mark Allen, Dave Scott, it's more than just being an athlete. It's being a spokesperson for the sport. But you embrace that.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a sports spokesperson for everyone.
No.
For me, it's okay to just represent myself.
Yes.
But it's cool to see how many that look up to you and kind of want to do the same thing as you do. But it's also a lot of pressure to kind of always behave the right way. But
the spotlight's always on you.
Yeah.
Right.
But I have realized that you just have to be yourself.
Right.
And if myself is in a bad mood one day and not treat the fans badly, I would say, but be more direct, that's just the way it is.
Right.
So I don't feel like I have to be happy all the time.
No, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think it means that. And also the fact that from a little town in Norway, in Bergen, the last 2 Ironman World Champions are from that town. What's been the response? You haven't been home yet, right? No. You haven't been home yet.
I haven't been home for weeks. Yeah.
But in terms of the way people have reacted, or what have you heard from what's going on back home?
So my grandparents, they went front page in the news.
Your grandparents? You weren't there, so.
No, so they had to use my family, but it was like a local newspaper from where my family is from, so they went,
So your grandparents on the front page?
Yeah.
That is pretty funny.
That was pretty funny. So they're proud back home, for sure.
I love that. And so it's not like your season is even over after this weekend. Now you start the Olympic push. Yeah.
Yeah, so Bermuda in a bit over a week, the weekend after St. George, and then we have Abu Dhabi 3 weeks later. So it's still a long way to go. And after Kona, I thought, 3 weeks to St. George, that's a lot of time. I will manage to put in some good training session and be specific. And then suddenly 2 weeks is gone and it's 1 week to race day, and I haven't really done any single specific session. So time really flies.
Yes.
And I realized that the schedule is slightly more packed than I thought it would be. Because 3 weeks, I feel like that should be a lot of time, but time flies.
Well, not
time
for that
flies.
type of effort.
Yeah.
The type of you put in that is a world. Like I said, having to run 2:36 is different than running a 2:36 when you've got a 5-minute lead off the run and off the bike and you're just running on your own. That was a lot of pressure to catch that guy.
Yeah, so it takes some time to recover. It was only my second full distance, so I didn't really know how much time.
Yes.
And been like slightly sick after the race as well. So time flies, really.
It really does. Now, after Abu Dhabi, do we shut down? You're not doing another Ironman or any of this stuff?
I might do a relay for a half distance Ironman in Taiwan.
Okay.
So that would be more for fun together with Christian and my manager.
Yes.
So I think I will do the bike, my manager the swim, and Christian.
You're gonna force Christian to do the run.
The run, yeah. So but that's only for fun, And then we go back home and relax for a bit.
You deserve a lot of relaxation.
Yeah, I will try.
I love it. And then a goal again is Paris.
For sure.
That says, and so at this point it's early. Defending your title in Kona, you'll decide later.
I don't think I will be there next year.
Okay.
So, but you never know.
Well, if somebody else wins next year, it sets up a big match for the following year. 2 champions.
Yeah. So I will see. Nothing is set in stone, and I just do sports because I think it's the most fun thing you can do on this planet. So if I really, really think that Kona is the right choice next year, I will do it. So it's not like I am I'm not going to do it anyway, but I might do it. I will see. But I don't think so at this moment.
You're not locked in. You're just wide open.
No, for sure not.
Love it.
I grab every opportunity I can.
I love it. Gustav, thank you for always being so generous with your time. I always enjoy our conversations.
Thank you.
Gustav Iden has been our guest, everybody. Again, Breakfast with Bob. Hold on. We'll be right back.
Woo!